Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask if you're able to please stand as we welcome the bridal party? Please be seated. Can I ask those who have the hand fasting ribbons to come forward to the east gate? That's the lady in the lovely silver cape there. And can I invite our guests of honour and ring bearers, Millie and Kimber, to come round to this part of the circle with the rings, please. No, you don't want to go in there. You going to bring the rings? Okay, let's, come on my wee darling, come on my wee darling.
Good girl.
Kimber, sit.
There you go, darling. Good girl.
There's one my wee darling. Oh, who's a good. Goosies. Oh, thank you, well done. Big round of applause for the doggies.
Yeah.
Kirsty and Helen, would you like to step into the circle and take your seats facing the east? Let us bring ourselves into this sacred place with a poem called The Mother Bone. The white bone of sacred space, the compass bone to claim our place. The bone of intention marks the way to reach our aim we cannot stray. The bridging bone of symbols made, its power signs where steps are laid. The calling bone will bring them here, whose blessed kindness holds us dear. The bone of passion stokes the fire, living breath of deep desire. The bone of home to kiss the ground, embrace this life to which we're bound. The bone of honour knows our name, as we know others just the same. The hollow bone for you and me, to blend our songs in harmony. The mother bone who feeds us all, the mother bone who holds us, the mother bone who twines the road, and with her song unfolds us. Good afternoon, family and friends, and the warmest of welcomes here at Finlarig Castle, where we gather together to witness the marriage celebrations of Kirsty and Helen. I'd like to give a special mention to Freddie and Dylan, and to Callie for being here today, and also to nephew Jack, who can't be here today but is still very much here with us in spirit. We come together today in this most beautiful of spaces, and I think we've got guests from both Scotland here and from down south, from England. So here we have Scottish and English together in the sight of a castle with a beheading pit. Don't know if that was planned, but there you go, there you go. You are all most welcome.
Back at the house.
Indeed. I love that. Join in, feel free to join in if you like. And you will have noticed that this ceremony is a wee bit different from most wedding ceremonies you go to. Well, actually, it's a big bit different. But today's ceremony is based on the old pagan Celtic hand-fasting ceremonies. And in a moment, the wardens here will invoke the directions and the elements. And then Helen and Kirsty will make their way round the compass points of this inner circle, where they will engage at each point in a ritual that will move them forward in their commitment towards becoming wife and wife. So, wardens, let us call in the elements and the ether.
I turn to the temple of the east and call upon the spirits of the air. Wise and loving spirits, bless this celebration of Helen and Kirsty's love. Bring new energy to their union as they become one. May they have open communication between them all the days of their lives. Allow them to nurture the creativity that they see in each other. This we ask of you.
Great Temple of the South, I call upon the elements of fire. Bring forth your passion, your heat, and your powers of transformation. Step forward, grandmothers from our mother's line. Step forward, grandmothers from our father's line. Bide a while. Bless this circle. Bless this union.
I call upon the great Temple of the West, the spirits, the ancestors and the elementals who travel through the element of water, which all life depends. Please join us here to hold this sacred circle. With your mighty energy, flow through these surrounding hills and saturate Helen and Kirsty with your love, your wisdom and your healing. We welcome you with open hearts, much love and gratitude.
I call upon the energies of the north, the wise beings, the ancients, and the elementals of Mother Earth. We call in those energies above us, below us, around us, within us, to ground and centre us and surround us with love for this blessed ceremony. We thank these energies that have drawn Kirsty and Helen to this part, and we grant them continued firm foundations, love, compassion, and abundance through this blessed union. So be it.
We come to this sacred place, standing present in our yearning to witness Kirsty and Helen step into marriage. We welcome all those who are here today, and we ask you to bring your love into this space and to hold Kirsty and Helen as they make their vows in marriage. We call on all those who have gone on before, the mothers, the grandmothers, and the grandmothers of grandmothers, to take their place in this circle and to hold this union in love. We ask all of Helen and Kirsty's wise and loving ancestors to take their place in this circle today and to hold this space in love. We ask all the loving spirits who bide in this land to take their rightful place around this circle today and to hold this space in love. We call on the Council of Elders, the Divine Feminine, and the Great Mother Earth from which all life springs, to take their place in this circle today and to hold this space and this union in divine, unconditional love. Wardens, can I ask you to face the circle? And Susie, can I ask you to close the circle? And now the sacred circle is held. Helen and Kirsty, before I confirm your intention by being here today, can I ask Susie to offer you a blessing from the East?
The sun has burst the sky because I love you, and the river its banks. The sea laps the great rocks because I love you, and takes no heed of the moon, dragging it away and saying coldly, constancy is not for you. The blackbird fills the air because I love you, with spring and lawns and shadows falling on lawns. The people walk in the street and laugh, I love you. And far down the river, ships sound their hooters, crazy with joy, because I love you. Helen and Kirsty, as you move around this sacred circle and on your journey together, may you take with you the blessing of the rainbow. May you find richness in the variety of life. May you find healing in forgiveness. May you find warmth in the sunlight. May you find communion with nature. May you find harmony between you. And may you find peace in your soul. This union is blessed from the east. Your journey continues in the south.
Just before you do that, can I ask, because today we stand in the shadow of a castle with a long, rich and sometimes troubled history. This castle has witnessed life, and given that I'm standing right next to a beheading pit and that there's a hanging tree up there somewhere, I think it's also fair to say it has also witnessed death. It's been the setting for banquets and battles, and has opened its doors to noblemen, commoners, and even folk heroes such as the legendary Rob Roy McGregor. Who would have believed that Liam Neeson has stood in this very spot? Some people got it, some people never. Never mind, we'll tell you later. But it will have undoubtedly also seen its fair share of betrothals, weddings, and handfastings. Ceremonies of commitment and love, where two people who are meant to be together come to declare their intention to share their lives in marriage. So, before we go any further, Helen Irene Lear and Kirsty Grant, do you both seek to enter into this commitment of marriage? Your journey continues in the south. If you'd just like to, if you could stand up and turn your chairs to face the south.
Here we stand in the south and the element of fire. The poet Rumi once said, "In the silence of love, you will find the spark of life." Today we stand within a sacred circle, igniting the spark of a new chapter in the story of your lives together. But just where did that story begin? Well, let's travel back to 2013, when even though you were thousands of miles apart, Kirsty here in Scotland and Helen in New Zealand, the goddess of love was conspiring to bring you both together. And so when Helen left a comment on Kirsty's blog, something unusually prompted Kirsty to reply. And before long, a long distance correspondence and friendship grew. Their first face-to-face meeting came a few months later when Helen returned to the UK. A meeting that was described as both terrifying but brilliant. In fact, Helen was so nervous that she totally messed up an interview that she'd just gone to. But I think you'll agree that was worth it. And of course, wherever there are first meetings, there are first impressions. And when asked, Kirsty said her first impression of Helen was that she was very, very tall and very, very English. Well, Helen's first impression of Kirsty was that she was very, very short and very, very Scottish. Sounds like a perfect match. Come to think of it, sounds like a bit like a Braveheart movie. Now, their first date was spent in Glasgow, drinking cheap wine and smoking fags out the hotel window. These two put class into dating. Well, it was Glasgow, eh? And their favourite memories of their early days together are of drinking in pub beer gardens, chatting politics and putting the world to rights. Drinking sherry by a fire pit that looked more like a grave in the back garden, and painting their faces like warriors. Braveheart again! Or sitting in the graveyard near Stirling Castle, drinking tea from a flask, eating Vegemite sandwiches and jam tarts in the sunshine. Seems to be a wee bit of drinking and death theme going on. That's quite a heady mix, isn't it? But as we all know, the path to true love seldom runs smooth, and the relationship has not been without challenges. But bonds are often made stronger under pressure. And so, when Helen lay paralysed in hospital only 8 months after they'd met, she knew she didn't want Kirsty to feel obligated to stay, and said to her mum, "Mum, please tell Kirsty just to walk away. We don't know what the future holds." And her mum cut in and said, Now there's no point. She's already said she's not going anywhere. Is that Mum? Oh. Then, when Kirsty had to undergo her own health challenges, she says, Helen blew me away with how supportive, loving and tender she was about this life-changing experience. And that's when I knew we would spend the rest of our lives together. There's a poignant quote that says, real love is when you stand next to each other on good days and even closer on the bad. The love and support Helen and Kirsty have always given to each other are a testament to these words. Now the marriage proposal, that came on their first anniversary of their meeting. But it's not the usual get down on one knee. Oh no, this was going to be different. This is a Helen and Kirsty style proposal. You see, they joked for a while about getting engaged and had come up with funny proposal ideas. Whew. One that always made them laugh was the idea of proposing with squeezy Primula cheese on toast. I told you they were a pair of classy birds. So when Helen decided she was going to propose, there was only one way to do it. And so after buying the opal ring Kirsty had been looking at a while before, on the morning of their first anniversary, Helen told Kirsty to stay in bed while she prepared breakfast of 8 slices of toast. She had to carefully pop the toast up very quietly so Kirsty wouldn't wonder what on earth was going on. Then she artfully wrote, "Marry me," in Primula cheese, 1 letter per slice, and displayed the ring in the middle. I think we'd all like to see a photo of that, if possible. Oh, is it? Oh, excellent. Right, that'll be online. And now, once Kirsty obviously said yes, they cried and they laughed and they ate every single slice. If Carlsberg did proposals, eh? Now, since that memorable Toast Fest, they've been getting to know each other, having adventures and swimming in the river, walking by the loch, and coming up here to watch the changing of the seasons, building their future together and sharing lots of love and laughter, and along the way with their dogs. Oh, they're so beautiful. Our lovely ring bearers. Shout out for Millie and Kimber. Oh, bless her wee sogs. Now, they describe the relationship as one of open, honest and real. But one thing that is also filled with lots of humour, compassion, connectedness and creativity. And when asked why they have chosen to come together in marriage and what the commitment of marriage means to them both, they said, as a lesbian couple, it means a lot to us that we can actually get married and share our love publicly and legally. And for us, marriage is a joining of 2 people for life, a demonstration of our love for each other, and it's the final thing that officially makes us family. So here you both sit on a threshold, a liminal space between what is and what will be. For the vows you are about to make are ones that will change your lives forever. So, Helen and Kirsty, are you ready to say, I do? This union is blessed from the south. Your journey continues in the west.
Helen and Kirsty, in a moment I'm going to ask you to come forward and to read to each other the vows that you have written. Vows that, as Victoria said, are going to change your lives forever, because at this moment we stand upon a threshold. And On this side of the threshold, you sit there as Helen and Kirsty, two people very much in love, but two individuals. But as you reach the other side of that threshold, you will become wife and wife. So can I ask that we all just take a second, just tell ourselves to become still and centred as you prepare to come forward and read your vows. Just hand you over to Guy.
So ladies, as I listened to your story, which was beautiful, the words that came to me was love, devotion and courage, and lots of fun. I open the gates of the West and we are joined by the undines and the spirits and the ancestors to witness your vows and to assist you in navigating your lives in accordance with the promises and intentions that you're going to make in just a moment. Promises that will be made out of love, out of care, out of devotion. Promises that are the building blocks of your relationship. Promises that will be sealed with the exchange of rings. But before you actually read these vows and exchange the rings, I'd like to offer a blessing for the wedding rings. A never-ending circle, no beginning and no ending, just continuous. These rings, bless you, these rings are symbols of your never-ending love for each other. They are reminders of your love, oaths, promises and the vows you're about to take. They are a reminder when you find your thumb gently playing with that ring on your finger. A reminder when you notice it on the edge of the sink as you're washing your hands and it brings back memories of today. A reminder as it glistens in the summer sun, maybe not today, but in the summer sun, and it warms you inside and out. Today these rings come together as one, and no matter how near or far you are from each other, they are always connected. They are always one. And like the love you have for one another is binding, so the connection of these rings are now bound. These rings are now blessed, and I wish you both every happiness.
Would you like to, who's going to go first with the vows? So they're in the box, the promise box.
It's very classy, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know exactly how you feel. Okay, let's take a deep breath, and then when you're ready.
Yes, you do, yeah. Okay, right. You can do this. Yeah. Right, do it.
So thirsty. I promise to always offer you glimpses of the world through my eyes.
And I promise to always look. I promise to travel beside you in every adventure.
I promise to stand fast with you when times are tough. I made a promise when we met that I was going to make you laugh every day. I want to carry that promise into our marriage.
I promise to enjoy the ridiculous with you. Our marriage will be built on a foundation of compassion.
For each other, for all living beings, and for Mother Earth. I promise to support your many, many, many creative endeavours.
And I promise to make you endless cups of tea while you write. I promise to always offer you the safety and grounding of home.
I do too. I love you.
Bigger like a most fad mo veha, usa skandunia il.
Oh, would you like to put them back in the promise box?
They'll fly away. Someone will find them.
You want to keep them, they're beautiful. And then if you'd like to, first of all, Kirsty, if you would like to take Helen's ring.
I'm just going to take this one off first
Yeah.
because I forgot.
That's fine, that's fine. You can just put it in the ring store and then get it later. It's absolutely fine. You take Helen's ring, and as you place it on her finger, just look at her, but repeat after me. Helen,
Helen,
I take you my heart
I take you my heart
at the rising of the moon
at the rising of the moon
and the setting of the
and
stars,
the setting of the stars,
to love and to honour
to love and to honour,
through all that may come.
to all that may come.
And place the ring on Helen's finger. And then if Helen could take Kirsty's ring. I can't reach into the circle, I'll get it for you. And as you place that on Kirsty's finger, just look at Kirsty and repeat after me. Through all our lives together.
Through all our lives together.
In all our lives.
In all our lives.
May we be reborn.
May we be reborn.
That we may meet and know.
That we may meet and know.
And love again.
And love again.
And remember.
And remember.
And then if Kirsty would like to pour a wee bit of that cider into the quaich.
I don't know how shaken up it's been in the car.
You're lucky there's any left. There's a lot been in the booze already. And then Helen and Kirsty, we ask you to share a dram for your love today, tomorrow and always.
So I'll just finish it.
Yes. Fill your boots. what the quake of the bottle?
This union is blessed from the west. Your journey continues in the north.
Kirsty and Helen, as you continue around the circle, surrounded by your dear friends and family who only wish the very best for you, it is always such a privilege to be able to participate in it. So I therefore invite Eleanor, who is going to give a reading.
Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like volcanoes and then subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have so entwined together that it is inconceivable that you should ever part. Because this is what love is. Love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. It is not the promulgation of eternal passion. Love itself is what's left over when being in love has burned away. And this is both an art and a fortunate accident. Those that truly love have roots that grow towards each other underground. And when all the pretty blossoms have fallen from their branches, they find that they are one tree and not two.
You have made your vows and now you have chosen the most ancient of ceremonies, the hand fasting, otherwise known as tying the knot that binds your hands, your hearts and your souls. I ask Lindy, thank you.
Can I ask you both to come forward, leaving your flowers on the chair and prepare to be hand fasted. Did you practice it in the wind?
No, we just did it in the wind tunnel, didn't we?
Right, so...
Good start. Okay. Of the Coopers.
With the blessings of the Clarks.
With the blessings of the Lears,
The Grants and the Campbells.
That's it. That's it. And just hold it there for a minute. Perfect. Perfect. And I want you to look at each other. And together I just want you to repeat after me, but at the same time. As I give you my hand.
As I give you my hand.
So I give you my heart.
So I give you my heart.
As I lay my hand in yours.
As I lay my hand in yours.
So I lay my dreams in your keeping.
So I lay my dreams in your keeping.
As my hand is bound with yours.
As my hand is bound with yours.
So is my life.
So is my life.
Today.
today,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow,
And all our days to come.
and all our days to come.
And when you're ready, you may tie the knot.
You got it. Go, go, go.
Yay!
This union is blessed from the north.
Wardens all together, and now the binding is made. Helen and Kirsty, would you like to put your hand fasting ribbons down and hold hands? Helen and Kirsty here in this sacred circle and witnessed by family, friends, the Divine Feminine, the Council of Grandmothers, the Directions and the Elements. You have made promises to love and care for each other through all the seasons of your life together. And as such, and with the power vested in me by the Registrar General of Scotland, it is my absolute privilege to finally be able to say, I now pronounce you wife, and you may share a kiss. Susie, if you could open the east gate. So Helen and Kirsty, if you could come and take a seat, we're going to get the marriage schedule and you're going to sign it here. Right, and then so you're going to sign it in that box there, Kirsty Grant.
Here?
Yes. Perfect. Helen, you're going to do the same. So have a wee practice there.
Yep.
Perfect, a pro, and then you're going to sign it there.
It actually looks like my signature.
And then just sit there for a moment. I'm going to go and get your witnesses. So it's Eleanor and Karen. Right. Eleanor, the lady that did your reading.
Yeah.
Eleanor, can I just ask you, see what it says, I'll hold on, make sure. Yes, that one there. Perfect. And then Karen. Karen. Oh. That's okay, I'll come to you. So have a wee practice, because it's a fountain pen, so just have a wee practice there first. Family and friends, first of all, on behalf of Helen and Kirsty, can I offer you a huge and heartfelt thank you for being here, for being freezing and yet enjoying it and giving it your all. Thank you so much. No, really, for supporting them, for being here. Let's face it, two women getting legally married on a site of a castle, you know, not that long ago it wouldn't have been allowed to happen, and it's just so wonderful, and we are all so privileged to be here with them today to get to witness this. So on their behalf, thank you for being here. If anybody would like to leave a wee donation to the castle, then there's a wee box just there. You are most welcome to do that. We started off today's ceremony by calling in the elements, and we can't close the ceremony until we thank those elements and release them. So once again, can I ask the wardens to turn to face their directions, and we'll start with Susie, if Susie can give thanks.
I turn again to the elements of the east, the air, the spirit. And I say thank you. Thank you for your witness and your wisdom. And now we release you.
Great Temple of the South and the elements of fire, we thank you for your presence here today, and all our grandmothers from our mother's line and grandmothers from our father's lines. Thank you for your blessing. Fare thee well.
Thank you to all the ancestor spirits and elementals from the West for coming to witness this sacred ceremony. Hold Helen and Kirsty with love as they step into their new life together. I release you now with gratitude.
I thank the energies of the North. I thank you for surrounding us in love for this blessed ceremony, and I thank you as you release you gently. So be it.
We give thanks to all those wise and loving spirits, ancestors and guides who have joined us here today. We give thanks to the people of this land for allowing us to have this ceremony here today. We give thanks to everyone who has supported Helen and Kirsty in their journey together through life. We give thanks to everybody here. We give thanks to Millie and Kimber especially. And we say thanks and we release all those kind and loving spirits. But in our very, very last act of today, before we hit the bubbles, I would invite everybody to stand. Join me in a great big Finlarig cheer as for the first time I give you Mrs. and Mrs. Lear Grant. Yay! Did it. Can I be the first to congratulate you? Yes. You look amazing. Oh, welcome. Oh, most welcome. You are most welcome. Oh, me too also.